I know these people who were born rich. In fact, if you talk about miserable upbringing, I think that being born rich is probably the absolute worst.
Yeah.
Because in life, you don't notice. It's like driving 200 miles an hour. It doesn't feel fast. It's the acceleration that feels fast. If you're born at 200 miles an hour, what are you trying for? What are you striving for? Well, where's your fire inside? You have everything you want. You think a Ferrari is going to make you happy? You don't give a shit.
Right.
And then you're just one of those kids in the party who's just saying, I'm so rich, I'm so rich, I'm so rich. And you're like, yeah, but you're also a dork. Nobody cares. You know, and it's just your life shit. You have nowhere to go. I think being born at the top would absolutely and utterly suck. Being born at the bottom, but given the drive from your parents to climb the mountain, that's the only thing that's fun. The only thing that's fun about being rich is talking about being broke.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing that's cool about it. Me and my brother do this all the time. People say, hey, you guys got $500 million. What's fun? I'm like sitting around talking about when we were poor. That's it. Getting on a jet and going, remember when we couldn't go on jets? Like if you've been on jets your whole life, it's just this hedonistic adaptation. It's boring.
Anxious and depressed.
Yeah, you're anxious and depressed and you're sad, right? Yeah. So none of this rich people shit is fun unless you've done a whole bunch of brokey shit first. You got to remember the good old days. I'm so glad for the bad times. There's nothing fun about being rich besides talking about when you were poor. The only point in buying a $10,000 steak is so you can sit with your brother and go, this is not worth 10 grand. I can't believe we spent 10 grand on this. We never had 10 grand in our savings account ever. And then we can both laugh about how poor we were. Otherwise, why be rich? If you were born rich, I think being born rich would be one of the worst experiences. I think one of the worst lives. Because you have nothing, you're never going to truly ever appreciate or respect money. Money's never going to make you happy. You're never going to have those stories to compare anything to. You're just going to expect for everything to be done for you. And if heaven forbid something goes wrong and then you end up poor, you won't be able to deal with it. Imagine being rich till you're like born rich and you're rich your whole life. I'm talking about you've been on private jets as a kid, your parents had money and then at 42, it all goes wrong and now you're a brokey. How would you even handle that mental shift of I can't pay the council tax? Imagine it. Like I don't think you could be prepared to ever go broke. I don't think you'd appreciate anything. If you look at all these rich kids who go to these rich schools or these politicians' kids or whatever, they're all drug addicts, they're all weirdos. It's just, I don't think it's a healthy mind model to be born and just be spoiled. What are you struggling for? What are you working for? What are you striving for? For what?
I feel like that start is the best advantage you could ever have in life.
Absolutely.
I say it all the time. Being born a rich kid with any kind of advantage is like being born in the zoo in captivity, and then they close the fucking zoo, kick you into the jungle, and you can't hunt. And here's another thing. I've never watched a movie worth a damn where the hero didn't have a shitty beginning and could not go and overcome anything. Because if you meet a guy who looks like he has all his stuff together, and then you find out he comes from a wealthy family, a little part of you lose respect for him a little bit. You should want the heat. You should want the struggle. Because if not, your story's shit.
And money's only going to be interesting because you're going to talk about all the times you were poor. That's what it's about. All these brokey days are going to be the best days of your life once you're out. It's like getting out of jail and telling your jail stories. It's funny, right? But if you stay in jail, it ain't that funny. So don't be complaining about it.